Donte, MOG, the Quiet Beast, Bryant. And his opponent across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner to my right. Wearing black and silver, weighing in at trim and ready, 134.25 pounds. Undefeated as a professional, 3-0 with 2 big wins by way of knockout. He comes us from the fighting city of Hartford, Connecticut. Please welcome William, the Silent Assassin, Foster.
Peter Zimbor coming to you from Plainridge Park Casino in Plainville, Massachusetts for this Murphy's Boxing presentation of the William Foster vs. Donte Bryant fight, which we have on tap for you, a scheduled 6-rounder. William Foster enters this fight with a record of 3 wins, 0 losses, 2 of his 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Donte Bryant of Detroit, Michigan enters this fight with a record of 1 win against 4 losses, his lone win coming by way of knockout. William Foster, who is signed with Murphy's Boxing, will be wearing the black trunks with the silver trim. Donte Bryant will be wearing the white trunks with the black trim. Foster hails from Hartford, Connecticut. Donte Bryant hails from Detroit, Michigan. Scheduled 6-rounder in the lightweight division. William Foster enters this fight with a better record at 3-0. Made his pro debut in 2015, would not fight again until over 2 years later. He's been very inactive as a pro, but very active here in round 1 as he staggers Donte Bryant in the opening seconds. Donte Bryant, on the contrary to the inactive career of William Foster, has fought all of his bouts this year. This is going to be his 6th and final fight of 2017, unless he can sneak in another one in the next week or so, but that's unlikely. Good work by William Foster here in round 1. So while Foster has been inactive as a fighter and Bryant has been very inactive, the level of opposition for Donte Bryant has been much more stern than that of William Foster. 3 of Donte Bryant's 4 losses in his 1-4 record were split decision losses, so he has a very deceiving record. Furthermore, he lost a split decision to another Murphy's Boxing prospect in Ray Moylet just a few months ago at Foxwoods. In that fight, Bryant had Moylet on the canvas in round 2 and almost had him down for a second time in that very same round when he nearly pulverized him with a beautiful left hook to the body where you could literally see Moylet making a decision if he wanted to stay upright or not. He made the decision to stay upright, survived that fight, won a split decision over Bryant. But what I'm getting at here is Donte Bryant is a tough customer, despite what his record may look like on paper. William Foster, though, having himself a good opening round here at Plainridge Park Casino. William Foster, one of the more highly touted amateurs at 130 pounds, coming out of the New England amateur scene a few years ago before he turned pro in 2015. After having not fought in over 2 years since making his pro debut in 2015, Foster actually fought in back-to-back months in April and May of this year. So perhaps he's trying to make up for some lost time. William Foster is the younger brother of Charles Foster, an undefeated light heavyweight who was victorious a few weeks ago at Mohegan Sun, who is another professional boxer signed to Murphy's Boxing. Interesting to note here that William Foster came out a ball full of energy, had Bryant staggered within the first minute of this fight. The pace slowing down a little bit now, though. Wondering who that pace favors more. Less than 10 seconds remaining in the opening round, and a good opening round for Hartford, Connecticut's William Foster. Once again, we're coming to you from Plainridge Park Casino. U.S. title. Also a 6-round light heavyweight fight. Frederick Julian, the unbeaten Brooklyn product at 7-0, takes on the battle-tested Victor Barragan of Oxnard, California. We'll also see the pro debut of South Boston's Joe Farina as he takes on Brockton, Massachusetts' Lionel Young. So stick with us all night here, whether you be watching us on YouTube or at the Dropkick Murphys Facebook page. You never know what you'll see on the Dropkick Murphys Facebook page. Pictures from concerts, pictures from appearances, or a live stream of a professional boxing card. That's why you got to follow Dropkick Murphys on Facebook. Round 2 of the scheduled 6-rounder between Foster and Bryant. Round 2 is the round where Bryant had Moylet on the canvas the last time he met a product of Murphy's boxing. Let's see how William Foster fares here in Massachusetts. And I mentioned that left hook to the body from Donte Bryant he landed against Moylet. That is just vivid in my mind because of how brutal it appeared to an observer such as myself, someone who's not in the ring. But it seems like he was targeting the body of William Foster at times here in round 2. It almost looks at times like William Foster is doing a light punishment drill on the guard of Donte Bryant. There's times when he's really not throwing with bad intentions, but just kind of throwing punches out there that are landing. And then he picks up the pace and lands some harder shots following that. The thing that Bryant really had going for him was he's keeping his gloves up above his face. He's now waving William Foster in, saying, I want some more. William Foster III looking very impressive here in round 3. Donte Bryant keeps waving him in for more, but isn't really firing anything of his own. So old school observers might be saying maybe he's doing the Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope. I don't think so. He took some brutal shots there. Nice left hand by Bryant. Might be the best left hand he's landed since round 1. Or the best punch he's landed since round 1. And I'll tell you right now, I don't like the balance of Donte Bryant right now. He's still in this fight, but if William Foster wants to put his foot on the gas pedal, well, he could end this night early for himself. Round 3 coming to a conclusion, and a very good round for William Foster. In the corner of William Foster is Louis Rosa Sr. His son, Louis Rosa Jr., is a highly touted prospect / fringe contender in the featherweight and junior lightweight division. In the corner of Donte Bryant is former New England super middleweight champion, the Count of Carrickfergus, Mike Colbert. And the doctors are in the corner right now taking a look at Donte Bryant as he ate a lot of unanswered punches in round 3. If they were to stop the fight right now, I think they have a valid reason to do so. I don't think you could really complain against it. But Donte Bryant is up on his feet. He's up on his toes. He wants to go. And they're going to let him go. So 3 rounds in the books of the scheduled 6-rounder. And I don't foresee any way that anyone can have this anything more than 3 rounds to nothing for William Foster III thus far. Both of these fighters come from places that do produce good fighters on the amateur scene. Hartford, Connecticut for William Foster, and Detroit, Michigan for Donte Bryant. I don't think you have to look any further than Floyd Mayweather to find an example of a good fighter who's come out of the Michigan amateur scene. And for Hartford, Louis Rosa, as we mentioned earlier, Nate Green. Tremaine Williams, who's a good prospect. Closing seconds of round 4, and if Donte Bryant was able to accomplish anything in round 4, it's that may have his feet under him, which you wouldn't have thought to have been the case following round 3, which was huge for William Foster. Nevertheless, William Foster is easily ahead 4 rounds to 0 on my scorecard. I want to thank everyone who's joining us right now at the Dropkick Murphys Facebook page. Punk rock, traditional Celtic music, professional boxing. What more do you need out of a Facebook page? And we've got girls dressed up like Mrs. Claus. We've got it all. I want to thank everyone who's joining us looking for Anthony Lank taking on Mark DeLuca, which is our main event tonight. We've got 2 bouts before that one. Right now we're watching William Foster take on Donte Bryant. This is uncharted territory for William Foster. He's never been past 4 as a professional. Donte Bryant, on the other hand, has been 6 hard rounds a few times. Against Moylet a few months ago, as I've mentioned time and time again throughout this broadcast. The corner of William Foster yelling that he has his opponent hurt, and his opponent, Donte Bryant, signals to the corner, no, he doesn't. Well, even if he's not hurt, he's way behind on the scorecards, and I think he has been hurt at times in this fight. Nice right hand by William Foster. You know, Donte Bryant, incredibly tough, incredibly game opponent. If you're his corner right now, I think you may really want to seriously consider stopping it following this round. I know there's only one round to go, but I've seen nothing in the first 5 rounds of this fight that have led me to believe that Donte Bryant has any chance of winning it here in round 6. Maybe we'll continue and Donte Bryant will prove me wrong. Who knows? So 6th and final round between William Foster and Donte Bryant. And Jackie Morrell stops this fight following a nice right hand from William Foster. Donte Bryant complains about the stoppage. It's an interesting complaint because at that moment, you might say that he's been hit with worse shots during the course of this fight. With that being said, you can also say the accumulation of punches had to have been adding up, and the humanity inside referee Jackie Morrell after that right hand just had to say, we've seen enough. So a 6th round TKO win for William Foster of Hartford, Connecticut. That's the first time Donte Bryant has ever been stopped in his professional career, and he's a guy that's been in there time and time again with good fighters. Very impressive performance from William Foster. And for a guy who has fought only 4 times in just over 2 years as a professional, it'd be nice to see William Foster in the ring more often and continuing to up his level of opposition, but I like everything I saw from him here tonight, and I like his dance moves in the ring right now. He's got sweet dance moves. Still to come tonight here on the Dropkick Murphys Facebook channel, Mark DeLuca takes on Anthony Lenk. 12 rounds of junior middleweights with the WBA, NABA North American title at stake. Also, Frederick Julian and Victor Barrigan in a 6-round light heavyweight tilt. And up next, Joe Farina of South Boston takes on Lionel Young.
22 seconds of the 6th and the final round. Referee Jackie Morrell stopped this contest through an by TKO victory, and still undefeated, William the Silent Assassin Foster.
22 seconds into round 6. William Foster, your winner via TKO.